Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Matty and Limo, and today we're going to be talking about the recent controversy over RTE, Iona Institute, homophobia, scandal gate. First thing I heard about it was this, what do you call them? Tranny isn't the acceptable word these days, is it?
No, transgender.
Transgender. This transgender lady. I'm old school.
Yeah.
This transgender lady by the name of Panti something. What is it? Panti
Line. Oh, I'm going to Google it right now.
Panti histamine. Panti Christ.
Panti Bliss.
Panti Bliss.
Yes.
That sounds like a product that you might find in the feminine hygiene aisle.
Yeah.
So anyway, she was being interviewed on, I think, the Saturday Night Show or something like that.
Yes. It's Brendan O'Connor.
Research. So yeah, Brendan O'Connor. Yeah, he's basically the alternative to Turbiddy. Like Turbiddy if he had a head like a potato. Yeah. During the interview, she referred to a couple of people as homophobes. Namely, I think John Waters is the guy's name.
Yes. Yeah.
And the Iona Institute. And she was already basing this homophobe remark on the fact that they're homophobes.
Before we, I suppose, go into this in detail, for people outside of Ireland who don't know what the Iona Institute is, because we have got a couple of people who are subscribed that aren't.
Yeah, also I don't know what they are either.
The Iona Institute are essentially a group dedicated to Christian values in Ireland. They have a website, so let's check out what their website says about them. Because I don't want to misrepresent a group of people that I don't really know a lot about. But here we go. The Iona Institute promotes the place of marriage and religion in society. We defend the continued existence of publicly funded denominational schools. We also promote freedom of conscience and religion. The Iona Institute is headed by religious and social affairs commentator David Quinn. So basically, they are a religious organisation that supports a religious point of view on social issues such as abortion, gay marriage, divorce, things like that. There will be a traditionalist kind of group.
Typical traditional Christian value stuff, yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. There's a place for that kind of thought in every society, do you know what I mean?
And that place is in the church.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
not on my TV.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can't have a position on one issue like they do on gay marriage, but then get offended when people refer to you as a homophobe. In a way, it's okay. The homophobe, and this was part of the discussion that happened on the Saturday Night Show that aired on the 1st of February. They were talking about, what is homophobia. They went to a very dictionary definition of an irrational fear of something.
Yeah.
The Iona Institute are basically saying that they're not afraid of gay people, they just have traditionalist values. But, I mean, to me, homophobia means someone who is completely opposed or against someone because of something. To me, it's on par with racism.
Yeah.
You don't like someone because they're gay.
It's easily equal to racism. In the way that you want to put down a section of society just because they don't live their life exactly how you picture it. I could be up for criticism for wanting to talk about something that I didn't actually see the original interview, and that would be a fair criticism. But the reason I got excited about this topic was she makes these comments, refers to people who are clearly homophobes as homophobes. Okay, nobody could disagree with that, apart from obviously people who support them, Christians and maybe. The reason I got into this story was there was complaints. Obviously, there's going to be complaints. I think people have the right to complain, that's fair enough. But RTE have paid out 85 grand of my TV licence fucking fee payers' money. Do you know what I'm saying? And this all happened in the space of a week. We've never seen a payout happen so fast. Usually you're talking weeks.
For me to get mine.
Yeah, and that's a clear, case of here's what happened, boom, oh yeah, that's wrong. And it still took forever. Whereas this, it's a grey area. Is it wrong? Is it wrong that somebody says something slightly controversial about somebody who and what they're saying is true, pretty much true. Yeah. Nobody can disagree with it. And they get 85 grand. For what? Yeah. Were they distressed? Were they distressed that somebody pointed out something that's actually true about them? What annoys me about this is it's like when you blame the victim in a rape case. It sends out this message to all other women, oh, don't come forward. As a rape victim, don't come forward because you're putting yourself up to be made fun of and ridiculed for being raped. That's exactly what this is like. People are going to be afraid to basically point the finger at homophobes because they're going to say, oh no, I better not call that institute a homophobe because they could get sued. The fucking disgrace.
It brings up an interesting point because their stance on the whole situation is that they they say that once you disagree with gay marriage, this is their point of view, I suppose. I'll try and represent I'll play devil's advocate for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Their point of view is that they oppose gay marriage, okay, and because of their rights to freedom of speech, which everyone has luckily, that they have a right to be opposed to gay marriage, and they do have a right to be opposed to gay marriage. I suppose anyone can be against whatever they want. You know what I mean? I could say that I don't think black people and white people should be allowed to get married to each other. All right? No, I have a right to think that, and I have a right to say that.
Yeah.
Because that's my free speech. It doesn't mean that it's a legitimate viewpoint. Do you know what I mean? It just means that I'm allowed to say it.
You're well within your right to say it, but you have to accept the fact that by saying it in a public forum, you're opening yourself up to be labelled,
criticised. And one of the things that annoyed me about the most recent episode of the Saturday Night Show is that one of the women, that was terrible English, one of the panelists was a woman who I'm not sure if she was a member of the Iona Institute, but she would be on she would have the same viewpoints as them.
From their school of thought, yeah.
And one of the things she said was that as soon as I mention that I'm not a supporter of gay marriage, I get told that I'm a homophobe. She said, so basically what's happening is I'm not allowed to have a viewpoint different to what other people believe in because I'm mocked and ridiculed for it. Alright?
Yeah.
She said, that's my freedom of speech. I shouldn't be mocked and ridiculed for it.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, we have this group of people who are criticised and someone has an opinion about them and they straight away, they turn around and they say, no, you can't say that about me.
That was actually something I thought of a few minutes ago. They want to have an opinion, but they don't want to be labelled for having that opinion, right?
Yeah.
And here they are now saying it caused them unnecessary distress, and that's why they're suing for 85 grand, which they got. I just want to keep reiterating that. They got the money, right? As Christians, don't they have a sort of... Isn't it like accepted among Christians that they have to stand up for what they believe in and they have to be subject to being put down constantly for their beliefs?
Yeah.
Don't they accept the fact that they're martyrs?
Yeah.
Don't they accept that they're fighting the good fight, so they have to take this slings and arrows? Do they not accept that anymore?
What happened was they sued a government body. RT is a government body essentially.
Yeah.
And basically they enforced censorship.
Yeah.
In that the piece of the interview was removed and can't. I mean, I'm sure there's ways of getting it online.
Somebody has to have TiVo'd it. Yeah.
Yeah, but what I mean is that like it's gone off the RTE player.
Yeah.
When you watch that interview on the RTE player, that part's cut out.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even allow someone to actually see the context of the conversation and decide whether they believe him to be out of order or if he's being overly critical. And that's what annoyed me about the whole situation. And the fact that they got 85 grand because someone disagreed with them.
Here's a point I want to make. This is a very kind of broad topic, but basically, when you have a personality on your show, let's say a talk show, whatever they say should have no bearing on your show. So it's like, you know, when you look on a DVD, right, and you get this message, the opinions and comments you're about to hear are not the opinions of Universal Studios or some bullshit like that, right? I hate that message. Fucking hate seeing that message because I know that what I see in the behind the scenes on Lord of the Rings has nothing to do with the people who run New Line Cinema.
Exactly, yeah. And what bothered me then was when I was watching the February 1st episode, they were very careful about what they said and who they mentioned and what, you know, when they used the name and things like that. Yeah. It was almost like the people that were on the panel were told, try not to mention the Iona Institute by name if you can. Right. Like, I mean, even the fact that the Iona Institute were unwilling to go on to the show and defend their position just goes to show that they feel like they have something to hide. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe not that they feel like they have something to hide, but they feel like maybe they can't defend their position. An article on the IrishIndependent.ie, RTE paid out a total of $85,000 to 6 people, including journalists John Waters and Breda O'Brien of the Irish Times, David Quinn, head of the Iona Institute, and other institution members, over claimed the Saturday Night Show that they were homophobic. Claim of homophobia is made by Rory O'Neill, Panti Bliss. Mr. Waters is believed to have received the largest share of the settlement, €30,000. Apparently, Mr. Waters confirmed that he turned down an offer to appear on the episode where there was a debate on homophobia. They don't know what they're going to use it on, but he confirmed that part of the money the Iona Institute received from RTE would go to a fund for Mr. O'Gorman, a murdered Institute member. So basically, this money is being used for no good cause other than obviously a person who was murdered, and we don't know the context of that situation. But
yeah.
I mean, if the Iona Institute turned around and said, "Look, we're so unhomophobic, we're going to give this money to gay suicide support," something like that, you would turn around and say, "Okay, fair enough. They felt they were being misrepresented, and they're using this money to show that these people
to prove, yeah."
They're using it to give to some other person who may have possibly been a homophobe, who happens to be dead.
It looks pretty bad.
Yeah, it looks very bad. I just find it very irritating.
The bit that annoys me is I feel like I'm a shareholder in RTE. I begrudge paying a TV license because most of the world don't. Most of the world don't pay TV licenses. I begrudge paying it, but because I pay it, I feel like I own the seats on the Late Late Show. Every time they bring on somebody who claims to be a poet or whatever, I'm like, no fucking, he's getting my money. He's getting my hard-earned money.
Yeah, and another thing that really pisses me off about the license fee is that all of that money goes to RTE and doesn't go to like TV3.
Oh yeah, the majority. I think TV3 get like a few shekels. They get like a bag of coins or something like that.
And that's so irritating because RTE are shit.
Yeah, but but the thing is, RTE has ads.
Yeah.
The BBC in England they pay a TV license, right? But the BBC doesn't have ads. There's no ads. There's no revenue. Obviously, they make revenue from certain things in the programs. Like let's say, I don't know, Strictly Come Dancing or something. Okay, they make money off the phone lines. But they've no ads. Over here, we're paying RTE to run itself, but RTE is also making a few bob for itself by having ads every half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever.
Fucking scumbags. And another thing that bothers me about the TV licenses is if you don't watch RTE, should you have to pay a TV license? Like, you should have the option of going, I don't want to watch RTE, it's fucking shit, they never have anything good on apart from Love Hate, and that's gone down the shitter.
Yeah.
So fuck off and not paying a TV license. Or give my share of the TV license money to TV3. Because at least they have some semi-decent programs like Judge Judy.
TG4 as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to throw some money their way, keep them going. Keep the language alive. But RTE, they're just pissing that money away. And do you know where most of the money goes? It's on things that you wouldn't expect. It goes on like taxi fares for the guests, going to the studios and meals for the audiences. Apparently they get like, I think it's the Late Late Show, I think. They get like a slap up dinner before the show starts.
That's ridiculous. If you want dinner, have some fucking dinner before like,
Yeah, and all those fucking prizes they always get on that show.
Yeah,
I'm paying for that shit. I'm paying for those prizes and those dinners and fucking taxi fares.
Well, I suppose the long and the short of this discussion that we're having now, apart from the TV license being a ridiculous, completely unnecessary thing, is that you cannot have a position and then expect not to be criticised or labelled as something because of that position. I'm an atheist. If someone said I hated religion, I mean, I can't turn around and say, no, I don't, because I do. If you oppose gay marriage, you are maybe not afraid of gay people, but you dislike the idea of these people who are homosexuals having the same rights as you. So there has to be a part of you that isn't happy with their lifestyle, meaning that you do dislike them partially. That's the only way to think of it. So I suppose as an addendum to the homophobia video, I would say this. If you have any problem with gay marriage or equal rights for gay people, you're either a religious fanatic who has no place in the modern world, or you're just a complete idiot, or, as Joe Rogan would say, you're secretly afraid that dicks taste class.